Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Interesting celebrations today. I looked at this one, and I can tell now why Josh didn't make a video for this. It's National Girl Scout Day. Well, I was thinking National Girl Scout Cookie Day, but I guess that's not what we have. Okay, let's see what else we've got going on today. I like this one, National Baked Scallops Day. I do like, it almost looks like sushi. Oh no, those are seashells. Okay. Baked scallops. I like that one. Okay, we'll eat that one. No Smoking Day. That should be every day. Let's see what else there is. I saw that for those of you, I don't know, Josh, does anybody even know this one anymore? Today's Alfred Hitchcock Day. Okay. I mean, that's got to be on some of the old streaming stations. Is that it? And I will admit I have moved into, what is this, the 21st century, 22nd century, whatever, 21st, whatever. So got rid of my DirecTV and got YouTube TV, and I think we've got Amazon Prime, and I think it's Paramount Plus that comes with Prime. So we're cut the cord. Got $200 and some a month saved. You know, I don't know how is it that some of these stations are gonna keep on going with people cutting the cord. And not that I've got any favorability, but you know, you look and you say, okay, where did so many of these professional teams get so much money? And it was from some of these TV contracts that they had. And, you know, that had to be a pass through, right? At DirecTV, you know, what was it? Fox Sports West, which I think is now Bally's. They used to pay the Angels $3 billion a year for a crappy team. And I think they pay the Dodgers $6 billion to win. Well, you know, if they can't get their money, if they're places like DirecTV and the others like them are losing subscribers, and they are, and we're not going to put up with it. We're going to go to YouTube TV and other places. And I know Josh and my kids have been telling me for a long, long time, you know, go cut the cord, go stream. A lot cheaper. And they're right. But how are the leagues going to afford this? And then you look at somebody like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just turned down $500 million to play baseball in Toronto. I don't know. It's fascinating me. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know how I even got on that tangent, but let's move right along and see what's going on in the world. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 133 points. S&P 500 is up 25. NASDAQ is up 198. Oil up $1.42 a barrel. We're not excited about that. Ow! We like to see oil continue to go down. It helps in a lot of ways. But we're watching all of them for you. The CPI numbers, we'll talk about that in the Mortgage Minute. They came out good. And I'm just kind of chuckling at some of these smaller countries. Canada, are you listening? That think they're going to go ahead and battle Donald Trump. And we've got this tariff thing going on, and it's very disturbing to the market. But I saw that the one of the Canadian officials, province, whatever they call the leader of the province, said they're going to put a 25% tariff on electricity coming into a few states in the United States. You can guess what Trump's going to do. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. He said, fine, we're going to just quadruple the tariffs we put on you. For some reason, they decided they were not going to put those tariffs on from Canada. And the guy's coming to visit our Commerce Secretary today in Washington, D.C. Does that surprise anybody at all?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
So then we see today, Canada says, okay, we're going to put a 25% tariff on cast iron and steel products and other items. How long do you think it's going to take for the Trump administration to put additional tariffs on Canada? Who do you think can last longer with the tariffs? Now, I saw a report yesterday, and I don't have it right in front of me. I could probably get it here pretty quick, that we had a $900 billion deficit, a $900 billion trade deficit last year. Just in January alone, I found the numbers. China, 29.7 billion. European Union, 25.5 billion. Switzerland, 22.8 billion. Mexico, 15.5 billion. Ireland, $12.4 billion just for the month of January. Now, what are the tariffs and what do these trade deficits mean? It means more dollars are going out of the U.S. than are coming in. We're buying their goods. They're not buying ours. Now, is that good or bad? Well, I would say it doesn't matter if the tariffs are even. Reciprocal tariffs. That's what starts the beginning of April, is reciprocal tariffs. You charge us 25%, we charge you 25%. That means that there's going to be a level playing field. There's not going to be a penalty for companies buying from the U.S. It's going to be good news. Now, I hear a lot of people that are complaining, well, but Ron, the stock market's gone down. We've lost $4 trillion in market cap in the last month and a half. Okay, well, if you've got some money on the sidelines, it might be a good time for you to go out and buy something. Just throw that out there for you, because stock prices are down. They will go back up. Which stock? I don't know. You have to marry somebody in Congress to know that, because somehow they end up getting the news before the rest of us. When I worked at Merrill Lynch, I was called front running, and it was illegal. If you're in Congress, it's legal. I don't get it, but that's the way it works. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, got a great broadcast lined up for you today. Mortgage rates hit lowest point so far this year. We'll talk about it. And how about how to ditch FHA mortgage insurance and save big? Don't let taxes steal your retirement dreams and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
As the economy slows, do you know anyone worried about job loss? At Siegel Lending Team, we offer the Home Select Loan. Think of it as a financial superhero cape for homeowners with good income and credit. It not only saves your home, but also throws a life ring to your credit score. Because who needs stress when you can have peace of mind? Let's secure your future with a smile. Visit rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com, NMLS 217037.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You got a phone, make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They tell us the number you need to put in your mortgage calculator to find out what your principal and interest payment will be. If you don't have a mortgage calculator, you can get our mobile app, and there's a mortgage calculator right on there. Our mobile app is available, rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. What did rates do yesterday? Conventional 30-year fix, 6.609. That was up. Jumbo 30-year fix, 6.714. That was down. FHA 30-year fix, 6.35. That was up. VA 30-year fix, 6.18. That was up. And the USDA 30-year fixed, 6.422. That was up. Looks like a lot of them went up yesterday. Let's see. We wonder what they're doing today. We'll find out in just a second. But if you want our thoughts about the market as early as we have the data allowing, rsrlinks.com/market minute, rsrlinks.com/market minute. We will get you that data. What are the markets doing today? Well, we told you the S&P 500 is up 36 points right now as we speak. The 10-year Treasury up 4 basis points to 4.32. The mortgage bond is down 4 basis points. Remember, bond down, rate up. That's just the way it works. But we got to wonder, why is it going like that? Why are the rates going up when we saw some good news coming out of the inflation numbers? Remember, inflation is the mortal enemy of bonds. But we're going to get a 10-year Treasury note later this afternoon. That could impact markets depending upon what that looks like. But let's take a look at that Consumer Price Index report. The February report showed that overall inflation rose 0.2% for the month, which was lower than the 0.3% expected. Year-over-year inflation slowed from 3% to 2.8%, 1/10 lower than anticipated. In the previous report for January, energy, food prices caused inflation to move higher in the February readings. However, they were pretty tame. Energy rose 0.2% month over month, which was a little disappointing. Gasoline fell 1%, but counteracting that was a rise of 1.4% in the energy services, which includes electricity. Food also rose 0.2%, with 2/3 of the rise coming from eggs alone. Eggs rose 10% in February and are up almost 60% year over year. Core rate strips out food and energy, increased by 0.2%, also 1/10 lighter than the market estimates year over year. Core CPI moved from 3.3 to 3.1, which was better than estimates of 3.2. Airline fares fell a sharp 4% due to a combination of lower fuel prices and less demand. As we discussed previously, the airlines have reported a downturn due to less government, business, and leisure travel. Shelter is the key. It makes up 44% of the entire core index, and it came in favorable. Shelter rose 0.28%, which is showing signs of catching up to more real-time readings. Still on a year-over-year basis, it's up 4.24. While that's an improvement, it's still much, much higher than more reliable and real-time blended rent figures that are around 1.6%, catching up shelter and removing the lag. Core CPI would be 1.95%, right in line with the Fed's target. Truflation also reports inflation on a more real-time basis using millions of data points versus the roughly 80,000 used in the CPI. Truflation is showing that overall inflation is at 1.32%, with shelter being 1.41, also confirming the overstated shelter within CPI. Bottom line, good CPI inflation report. Hopefully bonds can gain a little bit of strength. Mortgage applications, they're just so-so. Additional labor market insights, a Challenger job cut report showed that in the first 2 months of the year, announced layoffs are 222,000. That is the highest 2 months to begin a year since 2009. Some of those 63,000 were due to Doge cuts, but even removing that, it's much higher than the norm. This could be a sign of further weakness to come in the labor market, with the unemployment rate moving higher. GDP estimates, the Atlanta Fed is projecting that Q1 GDP is going to come in at a negative 2.4%. Big reason for the decline is the U.S. importing much more than they are exporting. This is likely happening as companies try to import as much as they can ahead of the tariffs. Normalizing those figures gives you a GDP reading of about 1%, which is still pretty weak. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's talk a little bit about tariffs and what those mean to you, because it is the biggest item going on in the marketplace right now. A lot of people don't understand tariffs. And if you watch the media, one side says they're good, one side says they're bad. And what is the truth? Well, the fact of it is, it depends. You see, if you're looking at the concept of tariffs, if something's made in America, there's no tariff on it for Americans. Now, the reason that we're going to start seeing some benefits to the tariffs, this is what the whole Trump agenda is based on, is the fact of an equal playing field, a level playing field. If you go to the European Union and they say, okay, everything that comes from the United States, we're going to put a 25% tariff on. Well, just because of capitalism, the importers in the European Union are going to say, okay, what is my finished cost? It doesn't matter what we call the first cost. And I used to be in the import-export business, so I understand this very well. What is the first cost? That's the cost of whatever that widget is in whatever country it's made in. So if it's made in China, what is the first cost? That's the part that goes to the factory. What is the landed cost? That means you have to add the cost of transportation to get it from the factory to the distributor in the US or whatever country it's going to. Now you add transportation, you add duties, tariffs, you add any of the fees associated with importing. You're going to have the trucking cost on one side of the ocean, the shipping cost, trucking cost on the other side of the ocean. They call them drayage costs, cost to unload the ships. That all goes into the landed cost. So as an importer, what we would do is we'd say, okay, if we bought this widget in China, my landed cost is going to be, say, $1. If I buy it in Taiwan, it might be 95 cents. If I buy it in Hong Kong, it's going to be $1.03. And if I buy it in the US, it's going to be $1.10. Okay, I go to Hong Kong because it was 95 cents, I think is what I said. Right? I'm just doing it off the top of my head. But you're going to go to wherever that landed cost is the cheapest when you add in the cost of shipping. Now, obviously, if you're buying that same widget in the United States, you don't have the ocean costs. You don't have the shipping costs on the other side of the ocean, and you don't have the duties and tariffs. But generally, the labor costs in the U.S. are higher. So it doesn't matter what all these components are. I mean, when you think about it, when you go to Target or Walmart to buy a bucket so that you can put water or cleaning solution so you can mop the floor, do you ask them, do you really care where it was made, or do you just care about, okay, I like this bucket, it's going to cost me $1.99. I haven't bought a bucket in a long time, so I don't know what they really cost, but it's going to cost $1.99. Okay, I want it or I don't. You don't care about what the first cost is, what the shipping costs are. It's just like going to McDonald's, right? You don't care what the cost is of all the components of the Big Mac. You care about what does it say on the cash register? How much money do you have to fork over? That's why when I talk in a little bit, we're going to talk about mortgage insurance. I've been for a long, long time said, who cares what the mortgage insurance is? Now, you need to watch it over time because you're always looking as a liability advisor. I want to find out how we can strategically manage debt. But you're watching these things over time. You're looking at what are the dollars costing you. Everything has to do with dollars and cents. It doesn't matter all the tariffs. Who cares? All that is it's a penalty on one country or another for something. It could be because I heard this morning that certain countries are making way more steel than they need. Or I heard also this morning, Walmart, they went to China and said, you know something? If there's going to be these tariffs on your products coming into the United States, we're not going to be able to buy from you. We're going to have to go to Taiwan or India or Hong Kong or wherever, Turkey, unless you do something to subsidize the tariffs, China. So the Chinese government then says, maybe we're going to have to do something. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. But that's what they've asked for. You can ask for anything. If they want the business, they'll do it. If they don't want the business, they won't do it. And we don't care at this end. We just want to get the goods. Now, eggs, those are made here. No tariff on eggs. Now, if we start importing them from somewhere else, well, there might be a tariff. Or here's what the government could do on that. Because there are some thoughts that maybe U.S. egg producers are gouging. What happens if the U.S. says, okay, we're going to buy eggs from, I don't know, wherever they grow eggs, and we're going to subsidize the importing? That's slapping the hand of the U.S. Manufacturers or distributors. Just another way of doing it. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, buying your first house, we're going to talk about it. Is it okay to feel nervous? Maybe. And we're going to talk about mortgage rates hit their lowest point so far this year. We'll talk about both of those, all that and more. Reach me anytime, off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Buying your first home? It's okay to feel nervous. Buying your first home is exciting, but let's be real. It can also feel overwhelming. It's a big step. And with that comes plenty of questions. And am I making the right decision? Can I really afford this right now? Will I be able to make ends meet if I have unexpected repairs? What if I lose my job? Here's the thing. Every first-time buyer has these thoughts. The home buying process has always been a mix of excitement and nerves, and that's completely normal. Here's some information that can give you a bit of perspective so you don't have these concerns. Focus on what you can control. Since home ownership is new to you, you're probably feeling like it's hard to know what to budget for, and that can be a bit scary. You'll have the mortgage, home insurance, and maintenance to think about, maybe even lawn care, homeowners association fees. It's easy to let the dollar signs be overwhelming, as Zillow says, quote, buying a house is a big decision. You might feel confused and indecisive as you assess your current financial situation and try to work through whether or not the timing is right. Making big life choices might come with some self-doubt, but crunching the numbers and thinking about what you want in your life to look like will help you guide you down the right path. The important thing is to focus on what you can control. By partnering with a local agent and a trusted lender, you can get a clear understanding of what you can borrow for your home loan, what your monthly payment should be, and how your mortgage rate can impact it. And since that payment will likely be your biggest recurring expense, the key is to make sure the number works for you. Don't stress about repairs. The maintenance and repairs, those can be a little bit harder to anticipate, but don't forget, you'll get an inspection during the home buying process to give you a better look at the condition of your future house. And with your inspection report in hand, you'll have a good idea of what needs work. This way you can start saving up so that you're ready if and when something breaks. But even then, if this is something that's still really nagging at you, talk to your agent about asking the seller to throw in a home warranty. Those can cover repairs for some of the bigger systems in the house, like the air conditioning, if they break within a specific time frame. While this isn't a huge expense for the seller, the likelihood of the seller agreeing to one depends on what's happening in your local market and how competitive it is right now. It's okay to stretch, just not too far. And remember, chances are that money will be a little tight, at least at first. And that's kind of to be expected. A lot of times when someone buys their first home, they cut down on things like shopping and eating out for a while until they get a better idea of how their expenses will shake out in the new home. But if you're crunching the numbers and you won't have enough money left for things like gas, food, etc., it's a sign to be stretching yourself too far. The last thing you want is to take on a payment that's too much to handle. But stretching a little, that's different. That's normal. Your job will probably change, and that's okay. And don't forget, you'll likely earn more down the road, so that slight stretch now won't seem so bad as time wears on. And you advance in your career, you'll probably start to make more money too. So as your paycheck grows, the payments will get easier. Renting is a short-term option, and it's one you deserve to get out of. Buying a home is a long-term play. And just in case you're worried about what happens if you do lose your job, you should know that there are options like forbearance designed to help you temporarily pause payments on your home loan due to hardship. Bottom line, buying your first home is a big decision, and it's okay to feel a little nervous about it. But if you're financially ready, don't let that fear keep you from moving forward. These emotions are normal, and agents help their buyers get through them. What makes you nervous when you think about buying your first home? Give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And as a certified liability advisor, I help you build wealth through strategic debt management. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. I think we got another real-time real estate segment for you because it ties right in. Real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Mortgage rates hit the lowest point so far this year. If you've been holding off on buying a home because of high mortgage rates, you might want to take another look at the market. That's because mortgage rates have been trending down lately, and that gives you a chance to jump back in. Mortgage rates have been declining for 7 straight weeks now, according to data from Freddie Mac, and the average weekly rate is now at the lowest level so far this year. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 or FM 98.1 video feeds, you are seeing a chart showing the mortgage rates and what they're doing. And you can see that the 20th of December or beginning of January, numbers are small here, so I can't see them all. Beginning of January, they were just over 6.9. And as of the 6th of March, they're around 6.5. 6.65. So think about where those numbers are going. And that's on the graph you're looking at on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed. While that may not sound like a significant shift, it is noteworthy because the meaningful drop from over 7% to the mid sixes can change your mindset when it comes to buying a home, especially when the forecast said we wouldn't hit this number until roughly the third quarter of this year. Rates are declining. Now, the graph, rates are declining faster than expected. And you can see that the current 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate compared to the latest forecasts, you can see that. Why are rates coming down? According to Joel Kahn, VP and Deputy Chief Economist at the Mortgage Bankers Association, MBA, recent economic uncertainty is playing a role in pushing rates lower. Quote, mortgage rates declined last week on souring consumer sentiment regarding the economy and increasing uncertainty over the impact of new tariffs levied on imported goods into the U.S. Those factors resulted in the largest weekly decline in the 30-year fixed rate since November 2024, unquote. And the timing of this recent decline is great because it gives you a little bit of relief going into the spring market. Just remember, mortgage rates can be a quickly moving target. So you should expect some volatility going forward, but the window you have as they're coming down right now might be the sweetest spot for your purchasing power now. What lower rates mean for your buying power, even small changes in rates can make a difference to your monthly payment. Here's how the math shakes out. And again, we've got another chart that shows what a monthly payment, principal and interest, would look like on a $400,000 home loan if you purchased a house when rates were 7.04 back in mid-January, and which is this year's high, versus what it looks like if you buy a home now. And you can see on that chart, the loan amount $400,000, mortgage rate 7.04, monthly payment $2671.96. Now, again, same $400,000 loan amount 6.63, $2562.57, savings of $109 a month, $39,380 over the 30-year life of the loan. In just a matter of weeks, the anticipated payment on $400,000 loans come down by over $100 per month. That's a significant savings when you're making a decision as big as buying a home. Every bit counts. Just remember, shifts in the economy drove rates down faster than expected, but that can change, making rates volatile in the days and months ahead. So if you're waiting for rates to fall further before you buy, think hard about the current window of opportunity and if you're ready to act. Bottom line, mortgage rates have dipped, giving buyers a bit more immediate breathing room. If you've been waiting for rates to ease before jumping in, this could be your window. Would a lower monthly payment make buying a home feel more doable for you? Let's break down the numbers and find out. As a certified liability advisor, I help you build wealth through strategic debt management. That is the real-time real estate segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. So when we talk about some of these ideas here of stretching a little bit, that is normal, and that's the time when, believe it or not, inflation becomes your friend. And a lot of people don't understand inflation is my friend, Ron. Certainly, think about this. So, and I didn't work out all the numbers for you, but over time, you're going to see that that payment, whatever your payment is, and let's just say you've got a $3,000 a month payment. Small, that's relatively small for Southern California, but let's just say $3,000. Well, today, $3,000, maybe that's 50% of your take-home pay. But you're going to get a raise. Over time, you're going to get raises. You're going to make more money. And even if there's cost of living raises, which keeps pace with inflation, your salary is going to go up. So if you've got a $3,000 a month mortgage payment and that's 50%, so that's $6,000 in income. Well, next year, if you got a 5% increase, that's $6,300 a month. And if you get a $500, $6,300 a year, $6,300 a month, I'm sorry. And if the year after that, you get another 5%, that's adding another $350, say. So now you're at $6,650, but your payment was still $3,000. Now, your income should only be going up. But the flip side is your mortgage payment should either stay the same or go down. Go down, Ron? Yes. You might be able to get rid of mortgage insurance. You might find that interest rates a year, 2 years, 3 years from now are lower than they are today. So it's not going to go, your mortgage rate is not going to go up on a fixed rate loan. Or you might get into the Home Select loan that we talk to you about all the time at Geneva Financial, the best loan on the market for those that qualify. And yes, you can get the information on it, gethomeselect.com, gethomeselect.com. So you can get that information anytime you want and see how maybe making a mortgage payment could be optional. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, how to ditch FHA mortgage insurance and save big. Don't let taxes steal your retirement dreams. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Who Do You Know segment today being brought to you by gethomeselect.com, gethomeselect.com. Stop throwing away money. How to ditch FHA mortgage insurance and save big. You know, we talk a lot about making smart financial decisions here on the show, and today we're tackling something that could be costing you hundreds, even thousands of dollars every year. Are you still paying FHA mortgage insurance every month? Many homeowners don't realize they're throwing away money on FHA mortgage insurance, even when they qualify to get rid of it. That's right. You might be paying for something you don't even need anymore. Let's dive into how you can stop the bleeding. Now, I hear it all the time. The common belief is once you have mortgage insurance, you're stuck with it for the life of your loan. It's like a financial ball and chain, right? You think you're locked in, paying the premium month after month, year after year, but here's the truth. That's just not true. Here's where things get interesting. Thanks to incredible rise in home values that we've seen, many homeowners now have enough equity to refinance into a conventional loan or the Home Select loan. GetHomeselect.com. Here's the magic. With a conventional loan, you no longer have to pay mortgage insurance at all. Think about it, folks. All that money you're currently spending or sending to your lender for private mortgage insurance or the mortgage insurance premium, you could be keeping right in your pocket. So what's the unique solution? A simple refinance. Refinance into a conventional loan could drop your PMI, lower your overall monthly household debt payment, and put some serious extra cash back where it belongs in your bank account. Imagine what you could do with that extra money. Pay down other debts, invest for retirement, finally take that dream vacation. The possibilities are endless. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I qualify? Well, let's break down the plan. Here's what we do. First, we review all your household debt. That's right, the whole picture. We're not just looking at your mortgage. We're looking for every opportunity to reduce the total amount you're paying towards interest. We want to find the most efficient way to get you out of debt and build wealth. Next, we do a thorough loan comparison. We'll explore all your options and find the best loan for your unique situation. We don't just look at the immediate savings, we look at the long-term cost and wealth implications. We want to make sure this move sets you up for financial success down the road. And finally, we handle the entire refinance process for you. We'll streamline everything, making it as smooth and stress-free as possible. We know you're busy, and we're here to take the weight off your shoulders. Now, here's the best part. Want to see if you qualify to ditch that FHA mortgage insurance and start saving big? We're offering a free mortgage review. All you have to do is give us a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Send a copy of your mortgage statement to RJ at ronsiegelradio.com, RJ at ronsiegelradio.com. We'll reach out to you and get started. Think of it, no more PMI, lower monthly payments, and more money in your pocket. It's a no-brainer. Don't let another month go by where you're throwing money away. Drop that message to us at any time. And remember, folks, we're here to help you make smart financial decisions that will set you up for a brighter future. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share this episode with anyone you know who could benefit from this information. Save money. That's the whole idea. That's the Who Do You Know segment, brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com. I think we've got time for a Borrow Smart segment. Borrow Smart brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com. Don't let taxes steal your retirement. The radio show. This is the radio show that is dedicated to helping you make a stronger financial future. That's what we're here for. Whether you're a homeowner, a first-time buyer, or planning for a comfortable retirement, you are in the right place. Today, we're tackling a topic that can make or break your retirement plans. Taxes. Yes, even in retirement, Uncle Sam wants his share. But don't worry, we're going to explore strategies to help you keep more of your hard-earned money. Now, a big question I get all the time is, will I actually pay more taxes when I retire? And the honest answer is, it depends. It really depends on where your retirement income comes from. Are you planning to work part-time? Will you be relying on retirement plans? And if so, what kind of plans? It's a complex puzzle, but we're going to break it down. Let's start with Social Security. This is a big one for many retirees. When you start taking Social Security benefits, and if you're married, when your spouse starts, these are critical questions. You need to understand how these benefits will affect your overall taxable income. It's not as straightforward as you might think to get those answers. Now, let's talk about retirement plans themselves. There are basically two main categories, pre-tax and after-tax. First, pre-tax. These are your traditional IRAs, 401ks. These plans are designed to help you save now for retirement later. You contribute money and you don't pay taxes on it now. Taxes are deferred, meaning you'll pay them when you withdraw the money in retirement. So it grows tax deferred. But here's what you need to know about traditional IRAs. For 2024, if you're covered by a retirement plan at work, the tax deduction for your traditional IRA is phased out if you're a married couple filing jointly and your income is between $123,000 and $143,000. If you're a single filer, the phase out is between $77,000 and $87,000. So there are income limitations to be aware of. And here's another key point. Once you hit age 73, in most cases, you have to start taking required minimum distributions, RMDs, from those traditional IRAs, 401ks, and other similar plans. And when you take those withdrawals, you're taxed as ordinary income. Plus, if you take them before age 59 and a half, you might get hit with a 10% federal income tax penalty. So plan carefully. All right, let's switch gears and talk about after-tax investments. The big one here is the Roth IRA. With a Roth IRA, you contribute money that you've already paid taxes on. It's the opposite of the traditional IRA in that sense. And just like traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs also have income limitations for 2024. If you're married, filing jointly, the phase out for contributing to a Roth IRA is between $230,000 and $240,000. For single filers, it's between $146,000 and $161,000. Now, here's the really attractive part of the Roth IRA. If you meet certain requirements, your withdrawals in retirement can be completely tax-free and penalty-free. To get that tax-free and penalty-free treatment, the withdrawals generally have to meet a 5-year holding requirement and happen after you're 59 and a half. There are a couple of other limitations where you can take tax and penalty-free withdrawals, such as in the event of an owner's death. Also, with Roth IRA, the original owner is not required to take minimum annual withdrawals, and that's a huge advantage for many people. So what's the bottom line here? Tax efficiency in retirement is absolutely crucial. It's worth taking the time to discuss and plan this out. A few smart financial adjustments now can potentially save you a lot of taxes later. Now, I want to be clear, I'm providing this information to help you understand some of the basics, but this isn't a substitute for personalized advice. Everyone's situation is different. You need to consult with your own tax, legal, and financial professionals before you make any changes to your retirement strategy. This information is for educational purposes only and not tax or legal advice. And that's where I can help. As a certified liability advisor, CLA, I specialize in helping families like yours build wealth through strategic debt management. That's a big part of tax efficiency, by the way. Managing your liabilities in a smart way. If you're looking for guidance on how to navigate these complex financial waters, I'm here to help you chart a course towards a more secure and tax-efficient retirement. That is the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by GetHomeSelect.com, GetHomeSelect.com. And I will tell you that Home Select is still the best loan product on the market for those that qualify. Why? Because it gives you all kinds of flexibility and it helps you build wealth. You want to be out of out of making a required mortgage payment in 8 years or less, 9 years or less. We can always show you exactly how to do that. And we have a simulator that we go through that with all the time. It's just a great tool for you. And I always share the idea of this tool because you always should be looking and saying, okay, what is it that I may or may not know? There are a lot of people that, they focus on, they're a great plumber. Does that make them a great financial planner? Maybe, maybe not. I'm just throwing that out there for you so you get the information you need. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.